Hi, Algebra 1. So we are going to, these are the odd ones worked out. We'll work out the even ones during class. So let's, if you wanted to watch this, this will help you out. So we're doing these by elimination. So first question we're going to ask is, can I add these two equations together as they sit and get rid of a letter? And the answer is no, because if I add these together, I'd get 12x minus 6y. So then we have to think, okay, is there a number I can multiply one of the equations by that would give me an opposite value? So I think if we look at the y's, if I multiply this whole bottom equation by 3, so bring the top equation down so we can keep it just as it is. And then if I multiply everything by 3, distribute to everything there, I'm going to get 6x plus 9y is equal to negative 90. If we add these together, that's going to give me 16x. The y's cancel each other out. Uh, and that's negative 96 if you add those together. Negative 6 added to negative 90. Divide both sides by 16. And so that's going to give me, I believe, negative 6. Yep. All right, so there's my first answer. I got negative 6 as my x value. I'm going to take this, I'm going to replace it with the x here or here, it doesn't matter where. I'll pick the bottom equation. So that's going to become a negative 6. So 2 times negative 6 is negative 12 plus 3y equals negative 30. Add 12 to both sides. So negative 30 added to 12 is going to give me negative 18. Divide both sides by 3. So I get y is equal to negative 6. So negative 6 comma negative 6 is our answer. Number 11, again, can we add these together as they sit and get rid of an x or y? Well, I'd get negative 4x and 24y, so that's not going to work. Well, perhaps let's get rid of the y value. So I'm going to multiply everything down here by negative 2. That's going to give me opposite y values. So bring the top equation down just as it is. Distribute this to everything here. So that's going to give me negative 12x minus 16y equals negative 56. If we add these together, that's going to give me negative 22x. Those cancel each other out. Is equal to, what is it? It's going to be negative 44. Divide both sides by negative 22. Those cancel. X equals negative over negative is positive. 44 over 22 is 2. So that's my new x value. I'm going to take this x equals 2. I'm going to plug it either in here or here. I'll pick the bottom equation. So this is going to be a 2. So 6 times 2 is 12 plus 8y equals 28. Subtract 28, or subtract 12 from both sides, excuse me. 8y equals, that's going to give me 16. Divide both sides by 8. So y is equal to 2 because 16 over. So 2 comma 2 is the answer. Okay, is there a number I can multiply both by to get rid of a value? And I would think I have to multiply both equations. If I multiply this whole equation by 2, is that 2 going to work? Nope, 2 is not going to work. Let's do, this is a little tougher one. Can't add them together as they sit. I have to multiply both equations. Let's choose to get rid of x or y. So let's multiply the whole top by 4 and the whole bottom by 3. And this is going to get rid of our x's. So I'm going to distribute this over all of those. That's going to give me 60x minus 120y is equal to negative 60. Distribute this 3 to everything. That's going to give me negative 60x plus 120y equals positive 60. And we add these together, those cancel, those cancel, those cancel. Oh, look, 0 is equal to 0. That's true. This is one of those weird situations. So that means we have infinite solutions. Then on number 15, we want to use substitution. So that means I'm going to replace. So I have y equals. I'm going to replace that here. So negative 2x plus 8. I'm going to put parentheses equals 18. Those parentheses is where y used to live. Well, I'm going to replace that with negative 5x minus 3. Distribute over negative 8 over both of those. Let's combine those together. That's going to give me negative 42x equals, add 24 to both sides. And so that's going to give me 42. Divide both sides by negative 42. So 42 divided by negative 42 is negative 1. There's my first answer. That's my x value. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to replace it with the x here or here. I'm going to pick the top one. So that's going to be a negative 1 that goes in here. So negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5 minus 3. Do the subtraction. So 1 comma 2. There's our answer. Number 17, again, we're using substitution. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to replace it right here. So I'm going to rewrite the top equation. I'm going to put a space there with parentheses. That's where y used to live. Now negative 2x minus 14 is going to go there. I'm going to distribute the negative 8 here and here. Let's see, 32. Carry the 3, that's 112 equals negative 8. That's going to give me negative 8x. What did that come to? 32, yeah, 112. And subtract 112. So that gives me negative 120. Divide each side by negative 8. So one negative over negative is positive. So that's going to give me 15 for my x value. If you divide that on a calculator, 120 divided by 8. Take this 15 and replace it either here. Oh, excuse me, not there. Either here or here. I'm going to pick the bottom one. So that's going to give me negative 30 minus 14. So that's going to give me negative 44. This one, x is equal to this. So I'm going to replace this x. So on my top equation, I'll leave a space. Plug in 5y minus 15. That's where x used to live. Distribute the 3 over the parentheses. Combine these together and add 45 to both sides. So that's going to give me 45 minus 21 is 24. Divide both sides by 8. So you find that y is equal to 3. So I'm going to take this y value and I'm going to plug it into y here or here. I'm going to plug it into the bottom one. So this is an 8 now, or 3 now. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 minus 15 is 0. Okay, so we get 0, 3. Okay, these we have to shade. We have to shade. It's an inequality. It has these signs in it. Okay? It has those signs. So we don't really worry about where it's going to cross. So this has a y-intercept of negative 3 down here. My slope is down 4, right 1. And this is a solid line because I have the little line underneath there. Okay, so we did that one in red. We'll do this one blue. We have y-intercept of 3. I'm going to go up 2, right 1. And this is a dotted line. So take a look. 0, 0 is right here. So I'm going to plug 0, 0 into these equations. I plug 0, 0 into this top one. I'm going to get 0 is greater than or equal to negative 4 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3 is 0 greater than negative 3. Yeah, that's true. So that means for the red one, we're going to shade real lightly over here. So let's figure out the exact region that's going to work. We'll do this one. We're going to plug 0, 0 in here. Let's bring this down so I get 0 is greater than. I'm going to plug 2 times 0, which is 0, is 0 greater than 3. Well, that's false. So that means I'm going to shade the other side of the blue, which is over here. And you see the crisscross? This region right here? That's our region we need to shade. Okay, number 8. This is, again, we're going to have to shade this one. We have the inequality signs there. You know, some of those signs. So I have positive 6 for y-intercept, then down 5, right 4. This is a solid line. This one I have a y-intercept of negative 3. I'm going to go up 1, right 1. And this one is going to also be a solid line because we have the little line underneath. So 0, 0 is still a good place to pick. So plug 0 in here, put 0 in there, bring it down here. So I get 0 is greater than or equal to negative 5/4 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 6 is going to give me 6. 0 is not greater than 6. This is false. So this means I'm going to shade the opposite side of the purple. This one was purple, right? Okay, so I'm going to shade the opposite side. So I'm going to shade over here. Shade that with green. Okay, then I'm going to plug 0, 0 in here. Bring it down here. So I get 0 is greater than negative 0 minus 3. So 0 is greater than negative 3. This is true. So for the red, I'm going to shade the same side. So you see the crisscross? This crisscross, this is our shaded region up here. And the last question. This is going to be cover method. So let's bring this one down. So I'm going to get 0, comma, blank, blank, comma, 0. So cover up the x. So negative 2 times what number gives me positive 10? That'd be negative 5. So 0, negative 5 is down here. Plug 0 in for the y. 5 times what gives me 10? That's going to be 2. So I get 2, 0. This is going to be a dotted line because it doesn't have the equal sign. We'll do this one in red. We're going to go 0, comma, blank, blank, comma, 0. This is an x value, so 2 times what number gives me 6? That's 3. This is a y value, so plug it in there. So 3 times what number gives me 6? That's 2. This is also going to be dotted. So 0, 0 works. So if I plug 0, 0 in here, that's going to give me 0 is greater than 10, which is false. So I'm going to shade on the green one, the opposite side. And then we'll do this one in, we say we do it nice pink. If I plug 0, 0 in here, here and here, I'm going to get 0 is less than 6. That is true. So on my red line, I'm going to shade the side of the red line that the 0, 0 is on. So I'm going to shade over here. You see the crisscross? That crisscross is our shadable region. Okay, between this and what we did in class of the evens, hopefully you study real hard and you can figure out that you're going to do hopefully well on the test we have on Friday. Have a nice day, everybody. Take care of one another.